So what do you think we could have as like a, do you think we could have an improv theme song?
Maybe.
Like one
Possible.
of us just starts singing, like humming a tune and then,
We'd have to
you
make
know,
it up every time.
exactly. That's what I
Can we
was
get Hall and
thinking.
Oates to do it for us?
That'd be
Ooh, that'd be
amazing.
sweet,
It
right?
would be amazing.
Maybe Hall, not so much Oates.
Why?
Um,
What do you got against oats? It's
I
good for
just
you. Oats are good for you.
I
Grains,
have nothing against Oates, John Oates.
He's kind of a jerk
horses eat
though, isn't he?
them. You think so?
He just doesn't seem as into it as Daryl Hall is.
Well, I think he needs to get into it,
He should.
get over himself.
Have you
Call him
seen
up right now.
Have you seen John Oates' mustache from the 80s?
I have not.
That's Bush. That is Bush.
Is it pretty thick?
Incredible. Yeah.
That's a mustache right there.
Yeah.
That's a Tom Selleck-esque
Ooh,
mustache.
Tom Selleck levels. That's
Thick.
pretty.
It's pretty sweet.
What's his
Yeah.
name again?
John Oates.
John
That's
Oates.
that's Oates.
E.S.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Oates.
John Oates mustache. Can I just look up the mustache? Or do
I'm
I
pretty
do-
sure you can. Yeah.
Oh, that is that's like a big, huge caterpillar under his lip.
He's
One
like
of the
Yosemite
hairy
Sam.
Black caterpillars. Yeah.
What in tarnation? Whoa, here she comes.
So speaking of Hall and Oates, guess what happened to me today?
What happened to you today?
You had to carry a bag of oats out of in a parking lot.
No, I was
Haul-
really just
haul them?
I was really just transitioning into something completely different.
Okay, cool.
What is it?
My
Improv?
phone-
Is that what we're doing?
My phone stopped recognizing my face.
Oh no!
Apparently,
I
I've
don't know
reached
you
that
anymore.
level of fat that it doesn't even recognize me anymore.
It's like, who are you? We don't know who
Yeah.
you are anymore.
Depart from
No,
me,
and
I
it's not
never
even
knew you.
like I mean, I've tried like 30 times today, and it's like, nope, not anymore. Like now, I have to go back through the whole facial recognition thing.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
I guess.
I did
gotta
that in the
reset
middle. I did that in the middle of a grocery store. I had my phone and I was setting it up while I was walking through the grocery store with my father-in-law. And I thought this should be easy to set up my face. And it's like, it goes through that whole rigmarole of now look to the left, like it
It
points
kind of
the
takes a
arrow.
while, really.
It takes a long time. And
I
I'm
sat at
like
my
in
desk
the
all
aisle
day just complaining about it instead of doing it.
instead of reset it. Can't you reset it? Like do it
I'm
over
not
again?
sure. That's what I have to do. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can.
yeah. It's a pretty cool feature though, except when you're out in public and you're wearing a mask and then it can't recognize your face.
Well,
that is true.
newer.
Dang it.
I forget what
Did
it
not
is.
think this through.
There are certain. I think Apple at least is working on it. I'm not sure if Android is or not, but Apple is working on it to where it will recognize you with the mask on.
Oh, okay. I
Or
like that.
I may have that flipped. I can't remember, but one of them.
Was it just recognizing your eyebrows
Just-
and nose?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I
that's
guess.
a good guess.
I guess.
So I could be masked like a ninja and it could recognize me like a transition ninja, which is who I am, Lucas Ham Swisher, for those who don't know us. Or
That was
me.
good. That was real good.
I
Like
like you
butter.
slid right into that.
Yep. And then that guy that brought up the Face ID, that's Ronnie Johantis. He's a volleyball and beast to the east. And he can make us laugh, sometimes in 3, sometimes 2, sometimes just one word or less. I don't know if it's an audio podcast, but he can make us laugh without a word, right?
He doesn't have to speak.
He just
I
He
could
just
probably.
chooses. He chooses to.
Fair enough.
I just
And
take
that-
my shirt off, I guess.
That's true. That would do it. And that laugher there is Marc Boucher. He's got stuff in his heart, stuff in his brain, stuff in his belly. That's it. That's us. That's
Just
improv intro
stuff.
right there. Welcome. This is a good
I'm-
morning, guys. Good morning. We're
That's what
doing
Mexican food is. It's just stuff.
improv. It's just stuff.
It's spicy stuff, but it's stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's what it is. So here we are.
How's
Yeah, I
that?
feel like I've had like a busy past couple of weeks. I have all kinds of
You
stuff
should
that
just,
I could
you
talk
should
about.
just tell us about it.
You want me to
We'll
go?
talk about it. Yeah, we might interrupt you. I mean, it's improv. You never know where it's going to take us, but
Yeah, that's true.
you go ahead. You go ahead.
So, Lucas, I started playing a game again.
Again.
It's Ark.
So it's either Arc. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, it's either
came
Arc
out-
or it's Arc.
They came out with a new
DLC.
DLC.
Yep,
Yeah.
new DLC. That'll do it every time.
And last night was actually like our first night like getting on and playing. Like Eric and I think we played for like 5 hours.
Nice.
And then today, after work, he's trying to start up the server because the server crashed at some point.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Patrick's like, what? I was just about to join you in the server crash.
Shocked.
Yeah, it pretty much is like. So then he had to actually like clear out everything, and we lost our save altogether. So we lost.
no.
We lost the first 5 hours that we put into the game, and had to
I
start
thought you
over
meant
again.
I thought you meant like a save like since the beginning of time. Like when
Yeah, it's pretty much anything that was on that server, which that server would be. I don't know if it's our past games or not. Not that it really matters because we're not like going to go back to them, but yeah, no, Arc is it was like a welcome home type thing. Like,
okay.
hey, you got to restart again. This is Arc, if you remember.
Welcome.
If you recall, we still are not good, and we didn't make it good or fix any of our problems. We just keep releasing new, just damaged goods. Apparently,
Bill, join us.
yeah, welcome home. And stupid me, like I'm still all in. I mean, we lost 5 hours, and I'm like, well, I have to make that up.
Yep.
I've also like gotten to where, so there's creative mode in the game. When you go into creative mode, you can do anything, build anything.
Yeah.
Nothing has like resource costs, anything like that. You can force tame animals if you want to, like dinos. And I think I went in at like 30 or 45 minutes and like put everything back like the way we had it pretty much. So
yeah,
it wasn't.
That's like crazy with creative mode, how it takes you forever to do it naturally. And then this, like you said, 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, in creative mode, you could just build whatever without having any resources for it. And like, that's the main part, like finding the right resources to build a lot of the stuff.
It's like a glimpse of heaven. That's what I feel like it's going to be. It's like, I want a milkshake.
Yeah, but this one has like a really cool storyline. You're actually like on some type of like space station. And in the space station, there's biomes, like there's life. It's like a little slice of Earth inside of the space station that you're actually playing in. And there's two sides of it that kind of like mirror each other. One side is the regular side with all the green grass, like normal. And on the other side, it's like Rockwell is like the main bad guy in the Ark world. And the other side is corrupted by him. So it's like a desert kind of wasteland with a lot more like aggressive creatures and stuff. So it's pretty cool. There's a little sliver in the middle that's like just like an asteroid field, which is like space you can go out into. So that's where you find a space whale.
Space whales.
Yeah, they also introduced
that reminds me of Rebels.
Yeah, they also introduced the a space dolphin, which is pretty sweet.
Ooh.
Can you ride it?
Yeah, you can.
Of course. That's perfect.
Give me a space narwhal and I'm in.
It kind of does look like that, actually. It kind of does look like a narwhal without the horn.
Yeah.
But the horn makes it, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, that's fake if it doesn't have a horn. Can you put a horn on the dolphin?
Pretty sure you can't.
I mean, you should try.
I'm pretty sure on my Xbox One, I can't. Let's put it that way. If I were playing this game on a computer, I'm probably pretty sure I could just mod any single thing that I wanted to mod out.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
And create new dinos, probably. But no, yeah, I'm totally back in. Like, I was thinking about it all. I was like watching Arc videos today while I worked. It's amazing.
You are all in. Yeah.
I am. Yeah. I'm all the way back in again. It sucks.
At least you're honest about it.
Before that, I got into Minecraft Dungeons for a couple weeks and played the crap out of that.
Oh, there you go.
That game's a lot of fun, actually.
Have you finished all the there is to finish?
No, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 3 or 4 DLCs that they have right now. And a couple of them are just like 3 new. It's like an island with like 3 new missions on it or whatever, 3 new levels. And then there's one with like 5 or 6, but they're all like $5.99 each. I just kind of fell off, honestly, before I got to them. Really, I just got back into Ark is what it is. But Elizabeth is probably downstairs playing Minecraft Dungeons right now because I definitely drug her in and got her addicted. And then I got out.
Nice. Yeah,
and then I was a phantom.
You're like, I'm going to play Ark. See ya.
Yeah, then we had to hook the Switch and the Xbox up on different TVs because when we both get addicted to games at the same time, we have to, improvise.
Yeah. Yep. You got to improvise. That's true.
It's a good call.
It's good, though, to have like your significant other game every now and then because they kind of understand the whole video game thing.
Yes.
I feel like somebody that doesn't game, like it would be hard for them to understand why you're spending so much time playing this stupid game. But for somebody that games, you're like, well, you don't know that you were playing for 5 hours, first of all. And yeah, no, it's pretty much life is what it is.
Yeah, my wife basically, I mean, she'll play a game every so often, and she gets excited for me and with me. Like, you know, she sat down, we were watching the Xbox E3 conference yesterday, and yeah, she just sat down with me, and she was like getting all excited about the different games they were showing on there. She's like, "Oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? What have you seen this before? What game is this? I kind of want to play this."
Yeah.
So she just gets excited, just for me and with me. There are some games that she genuinely will play. I think one game that I think she'll be interested in, that and here's a nice little slide in of a selfish little plug.
Mm-hmm. Plug it.
One game that she'll be into is Tunic, which is it's an isometric, kind of like almost top-down style, kind of like Diablo in terms of look, but it doesn't play like Diablo. It's like, think the perspective of Diablo, but action adventure like Zelda.
What's it called?
It's called Tunic.
Tunic.
Yep. It's very much an homage to Zelda games. I mean, your main character is a fox, but he's dressed in like this little green tunic, and you go around. You eventually get a sword and a shield, and it looks very much, even though it has its own style, it's very much like the overworld and dungeons of Zelda games. So you can tell it's definitely a tribute to that. But
so he's like a furry Link.
Yep.
Like if Link wore a fox outfit and just started running around. Yeah. If you could dress up like any animal, what would you dress up like? Just to walk around the town dressed up as an animal.
A raptor. I would wear.
Oh wow, you went dinosaur.
Yeah,
I always love those big inflatable T-Rexes that everybody
exactly
runs around
what
in.
I'm talking about. Yeah,
those are
inflatable T-Rex outfits are
awesome.
Hilarious.
Yeah, sorry, not a raptor, T-Rex, my bad.
You see the video where there's like 20 of them, and they're at like a horse racing track, and they open the gates, and it's just all those guys run out in those suits. It's like a horse race, but it's all those T-Rexes. It's hilarious.
Absolutely hilarious.
Now, this past week, I heard of a game, Mark, that I thought you were like actually talking about, and it's called. Oh, hold on, it doesn't recognize my face. I got to type in there.
While you're trying to figure that out, just quick. The plug itself was actually that I'm going to be streaming the game, because there is a demo of the game that Xbox put out. I'll be streaming. Actually, I think I know I had originally put out at noontime, but then it occurred to me that Nintendo's E3 press conference is at noontime, and so I think I'm going to stream at 1:00 Eastern tomorrow. So
cool.
1:00.
And then we'll also be streaming Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart later in the evening. 10:00 Eastern. So
very nice.
Yep.
Busy Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So the game that my buddy showed me was Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, is what it's called. Have you heard of that?
I have not.
So it looks really, really good. It looks like Diablo gameplay almost. That kind of dungeon crawler gameplay, but it has like 4 main characters, and they're from a series of books he was telling me, but I can't recall what they were called. But yeah, it's got like 4 characters. One of them is like a dwarf. I mean, he's all dwarfed out, like with his armor, big hammer and stuff, but the gameplay, like the trailer, looks really sweet. I'll have to send that over to you guys.
Sweet. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'll get a look at it.
I'm not huge like on Dungeons and Dragons, but the gameplay looks really, really cool.
Usually those kind of games, they don't get into the thick of the tabletop complicatedness of rolling dice and all that stuff. So
the nerd stuff,
it should be the nerd stuff. I've played the Dungeons and Dragons beat 'em up, but that's like straight out of the arcade.
Yeah.
Where, you just insert coins and stay alive. Press
I'm
both
good with
buttons. You press both buttons to jump, and then you have your I don't know, your light hit and your heavy hit. And you remember when games, like arcade games, made you do that. Like there was an actual jump button. You just had to hit both buttons to do the.
That's the worst thing ever.
The special move that would always take away your life, but you didn't care because the special move was so amazing, and you'd just mash it until you had like this much life left, and then you would die and have to put another quarter in.
I just button mashed anyway, so I mean, like.
Yeah, I mean,
it's all the same to me.
That's how you win in arcade games.
Yeah. You ever play that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like 4-player game, side scroller?
Yep.
Yeah. So good.
Absolutely.
I played that not that long ago, like a couple years ago, and it wasn't as good as I remembered, but nothing is now. I feel like the games we have now, it's like you go back, it's hard to appreciate them as much. You're not in that same mindset.
They get a little clunky and they're not as cool as you remember, but it's still fun. Like I love the Turtles in Time on Super Nintendo. That's one of my favorite Ninja Turtle beat 'em ups. They're coming out with a new one. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yep, and it looks like it's like just straight out of the. It's going to be a modernized of the classic beat 'em up, so it's going to be good. I think. I don't know what it's on, but we're gonna have to figure it out.
Sounds like a Switch game.
It probably is.
It probably is, and I'm gonna go cry in the corner because
I can't believe you, out of all people, don't have the Switch yet. It's.
I know it's shameful.
They're magical, really.
Well, hey, if I go, next time I go to the U.S., if I can't find a PS5, I'll just get a Switch.
There you go.
So.
Although apparently, like the Switches are hard to find too. Not as hard to find as the PS5.
Way to burst my bubble, Mark.
You could be going home with nothing and liking
it. I'm gonna get a.
Listen, better to let you down.
I can't think of something obscure to get. I'm gonna get an Atari.
I got an Xbox 360 in my closet. You can have it.
Yes, perfect. That'll be my plan C. Ronnie's Xbox 360.
Well, if you can't find either of those,
wondrous.
You could get an Oculus. That'd be cool.
Ooh, Oculus Quest.
Yeah.
What's an Oculus?
That's cool.
The thing that's in
VR
this box
headset.
Right
yeah, Mark doesn't even keep it out to use it. He puts it in a box. What's in the box?
Can I open a treasure chest?
Box? Well, no, it's. I haven't used it since I took it to the beach, so that's why it's in the box at the moment.
You took VR to the beach?
Sure did.
He goes to a beautiful beach.
This is where I was going with this.
Listen, I went
Can't wait
out
to see
and
the
enjoyed
sunset
the beach,
in my VR headset.
but we have a bunch of family in the house that would think that would be pretty fun.
Now, I've been to the beach when it rained the whole time I was there. Like 3 or 4 days. I would have liked to have VR by that point. It was just me, my wife, and the kids, and we ate breakfast. And we sat in the room and watched TV, and this was like Brazilian TV, so half the channels, it was trash. It was like soap operas and news.
Is that what Brazilian TV is?
What?
I mean, is it worse? The Brazilian TV?
Oh, it's worse.
Is it?
Yeah, it's worse. They have these talk shows, like they have this one talk show with this lady who has a puppet parrot, and it's made of like some.
It's like for adults?
It's for adults. It's not for kids. But it's just like this parrot that just squawks and talks, and I don't understand what they're saying half the time. I'll be honest. It's just, it is what it is. But we don't watch as much. This is like back when we first came, we watched more television, Brazilian television, but we don't watch as much now. So, yeah, and we have more devices. So if that happened again, we would be ready to watch Disney Plus and Netflix the entire time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Whoop, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys watch Loki?
Oh, you know it.
Absolutely.
I didn't watch it.
We watched it twice.
I heard it was really good, though.
I watched it once for myself and once for you, Ronnie. And you know why I watched it twice?
Why?
Because the first time, the dog would not let us watch it without interruption.
Oh, my gosh.
Endless interruption. Let me tell you about our beautiful Rayla, our beautiful 2-month-old German Shepherd that is sweet, that is spunky, and that is stubborn as all get out. She does not
endless supply of energy.
She does not like being told what to do. Like I've never met an animal that's so like, don't you tell me what to do, and then just like goes like just she doesn't growl at me. She just snaps her jaws. It's just like
okay.
Don't talk to me like that. Don't tell me no. I'll do what I want. I'm a puppy. And so she will, and she's learning. We've found that the best way to punish, quote unquote, punish her is to to starve her of attention. So like that night we watched Loki. It took us 2 hours to watch a 50-minute episode.
Oh man.
Gosh, you kidding me? I mean,
and then you'd watched it again.
We had to because by the time it got to midnight and we were at the end, both my wife and I fell asleep the last 5-6 minutes. And that's when the big like surprises, not to give away anything, but at the end of the first episode, there's like a, oh, no, but I didn't tell you what the surprise was. But now you know there is a surprise. So
Patrick would be upset.
He would. Sorry, Patrick. You're not here to, execute me.
He would have started yelling when you were even getting into it, I think.
I know. He's like, oh.
I bet you he felt a disturbance in the force. Like,
he probably did.
Now,
he's gonna
spoilers.
He's gonna rejoin. And we're gonna get to watch the ceiling again. But yeah, so the dog does not like us sitting on the couch without her, and so she will charge the couch. She's still too short, so for the most part, she can't reach the couch very well. She'll do kind of like that thing where she'll take like a big running and jump, and just like her arms and head will barely get above, and then just like, and then she'll fall back. But
you know, the Lion King.
Yeah, just like that. And she does that over and over. I tell her to stop. She gets angry. She starts to nibble at me. And I didn't like, I don't know. At that point, I didn't really do it the right way. I just kept telling her, stop, no, stop, no. And I did that thing where you just repeat, and it's like not getting anywhere. I just wanted to watch.
And then they never figured out. Yeah.
No, and I wanted to watch the show. Well, then the next night, we have a balcony off of our living room. So the first or second time she did it, I was like, no, and I picked her up and I put her out in the balcony for a few minutes. She did not like that. She scratched at the door. She whined. Eventually, she stopped. She calmed down. I opened the door and let her back in and was like, don't do it again. Well, she did it again. So I took her to the balcony. And then the third time I took her to the balcony,
took another 3 hours to watch it again.
No. Took only 3 visits to the balcony, and then she did that thing. I don't know if you've seen dogs do this. I'm sure you guys have had a dog do this, especially you, Mark, with Cisco, but where they just lay down, they're like,
Yes,
like
absolutely.
They want to do something, but when you finally win, they give you that grunt.
Yeah, like, they just don't like it.
Whatever. You're in charge, I guess, for now.
When my in-laws' dog, he's a Doberman. When you tell him, something he doesn't want to do or you're not paying attention to him, he will go over to his bed and just all of a sudden just like he'll lay down, but he'll do it in such a way where it's like extra amount of force, like I'm annoyed with you, like how dare you kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cisco just
Yeah.
I think at a little bit older, they just understand literally like everything you say. Yeah. You're like, nope, get out of the kitchen. Like, and they know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's true. It's and we've like, especially at the beginning, we tried that. Like my kids were like yelling everything. Sit, stay, go, talk, shake. Like I'm like, kids, she doesn't understand that yet. We have to teach her.
They're not just born with those.
Yeah, they're not born with the ability to do all those things.
You just gotta wait for it to happen.
Yeah, and she's been really smart picking up on stuff. Like I've been teaching her to sit, to come, to leave it and take it. Like and this was kind of hard to do, where you hold the treat out and you're like, leave it, like tell her not to take it, and she wants it right away. Well, eventually, I keep closing my fist, and she's like, why are you doing this?
Some kind of witchcraft.
Yeah, exactly. And then eventually, I'm like, leave it, and I hold it out, and she waits, and then I say, take it, and she eats it. So she's pretty smart.
Smart. This, I guess it's been 2 weeks now. I don't know if I ever told you guys about my mother's dog, but his name's Bear, and he's a black lab.
You did tell him.
Yep.
Tell us about him.
He's a really big boy.
You threw him in the pool and made him angry.
Yeah, no, he's about 115 pounds now.
Nossa.
He's like a bull. Like he's just a big bull coming through.
You're not throwing that guy in the pool. He's throwing you in the pool next time.
He's fat, but also his body is just massive anyways. Like he was like, if he wasn't fat, he'd still look gigantic.
He's earned the name Bear for sure.
But my mom calls him Baby Bear, and my mom could only weigh about 130 pounds. I feel like. I mean, like they're the same weight, and he's like sitting on her lap. She's like a really tiny little woman.
Yeah.
But her and her friend from across the street, they walk like up and down the street, just like for exercise. And they're walking by this one house, and a person comes out the front door, like a younger guy, and he's carrying this little puppy husky. And he says, "Do you know anybody that would be interested in taking this dog? It's free to a good home. We just can't keep it anymore." So it's about a 9-week-old husky. And of course, my mom at first was like, no, no, because they were gonna rescue a dog a few weeks back, but it really just didn't work out. The dog was kind of aggressive towards little kids. In the PetSmart where they were. So it was like, my mom's like, I can't do it. But she felt horrible about it, because you still feel bad.
Yeah, it's still an animal.
Exactly. I mean, it's a good chance it's not the animal's fault. What I mean? Like,
it's true.
It's a good chance it's not their fault. But so she's been upset about that for the past like couple of months. And so this person walks out, and her friend Tanya already has like 3 dogs. This is the person she's walking with.
Yeah, what's another 4th one?
And my mom has Bear, who's a monster in all ways, the size, and he's a jerk. But so my mom decides, my mom's that kind of woman that like feels sorry for everybody. Like, she's just like, what do you need? Money? You need this? You need my hat? Like, my shoes? Like, you can have all of this. She's just like, that's how she is, right? She just wants to give everybody everything she has. So she starts feeling bad. She said the kid that came out with the dog could have only been maybe 16 or 17, and a girl came out afterwards, which was his girlfriend. And I guess she was, my mom said she couldn't have been older than probably 15, maybe. And they had a brand new baby. So that would be why they couldn't keep the dog, a puppy.
That's not a good combination.
Probably not a very smart decision if you're going to have a baby to get a puppy, I don't know, a couple weeks in advance.
Young. We have a baby. You know what would make this better? Let's get a puppy too.
Yeah, let's just get it all at once and get it all over with.
Yeah, side note real quick. I just want to say this. Anybody who has said that puppies are like babies are liars. Puppies are like babies, toddlers, preteens, teenagers, and like nasty, dirty old men all at the same time. Like, it's nuts. They have all these attributes, good and bad,
all generations,
and they cover it all. Like, at least with a baby, it won't bite you because it has no teeth, but puppies do bite you.
Puppies like a small alligator.
They're like, they have little razor blades in their mouth.
They hurt, man.
And all of a sudden, you like
comparison.
My father-in-law was like loving on her, petting her, and then she wanted to, play a little bit, and he played with her, and then she walked away, and he looked down, blood was pouring down his hands.
Oh my gosh.
He was like, oh, oops, I didn't see that.
I always know when I'm gonna rough up like a puppy or something, or go play with them like rough a little bit. Like, you're gonna come back like all like scratched up at least.
Oh yeah, scarred. Yep.
Like, if they get one finger in their mouth and they go to like pull away, you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Wait, I need that.
Yeah.
So anyways, they come out with this dog, and my mom is starting to feel sorry about the whole situation. They found out, like, my mom's like, she found out they had a baby, and like, my mom, like, that's how you get her right there. Just a sob story. Like, my mom's like, she calls my stepdad, and my stepdad answers in some way that's not appropriate for me to say on here. Something like, F no, we're not doing that. Because Bear's been like the problem child of all dogs, right? Like, he's so big, and he's not very good. So when he doesn't listen, it's like trying to get a horse like corralled, like into a stable.
Yeah.
But anyways, so in the middle of this whole thing, my sister, who lives at home, is driving by, and my mom waves her down. And she says, I want you to take this dog down to Scott, my stepdad, and see what he says. So she takes the dog down to my stepdad, and he calls back, and his first thing to my mom is, okay, so what's the deal with this dog?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
reeling him in.
Okay, got him.
Got him. Hook, line, and sinker.
Absolutely got him.
Once he sees the dog.
Yep. Yeah. And so they find out about it. He comes down, they're talking to him and everything, and they go home with this dog. It's a husky puppy. She's adorable. They named her Bailey. She's one of those huskies that is like the I guess it's like a red husky considered. It's almost like a caramel colored and white. Yeah. So she's not like dark. She's got 2 big bright blue eyes, like those husky eyes.
Yep.
And I went over about a week ago, I think, for the first time, and like met her. And the funny thing is you see these two dogs running at you. This cow, like with this little bitty tiny fox next to it. The two of them are like most bizarre,
We're the best
like pair.
of friends.
Yeah.
The cow and the fox. That's the new
and I found out
story.
when I went over there, like, this is the sweetest, most loving little dog I've ever met in my whole life. I understand
really?
exactly why she won him over. Like, she's so gentle, like just loving, like just wants to be loved. Even when she jumps up on you, like her paws, like she just like barely puts them on you so softly. Like, it's unbelievable because Bear will kill you and not even think about it.
Yeah,
he will move on to the next person after doing it. So yeah, they have a new little husky now. It's pretty hilarious. Bailey. Like, she's just running circles around him. He's like on his back, and she's just like biting him up all over the place. So I think it's good for both of them, really. Like, the vet, they got in trouble with the vet because he was a little too heavy. But you know, like I told my mom, I was like, well, I mean, you've never been real good at, you know, raising thin people. So also, you know,
as well continue.
I mean, I feel like it's not going to change here, but no, I think it'll help him. Bear had so much energy all the time, and it's like, if there's no other dog for them to focus that in on, like, it's always you. Like, it's always you, you know, like Lucas, you probably get that now with the puppy, because it's like, it's you guys. When the puppy wants to play, like, it's tearing one of you guys up.
Exactly. Like, yeah. Like from the second day, maybe from the first night, she imprinted on me. And so, like, when I leave the room, she whines. When we're sitting in the living room and she finally gives up of diving onto the couch, she'll just lay on top of my slippers or be somewhere. Like, when we sit at the table to eat, she will sleep in a way where some part of her body is touching me. Yeah. And it's like it's both precious, and then also, like, I don't know, sometimes she won't eat when I'm not around. Like, we're going to have to, like, take some action to make sure
you're her person.
Huge. I'm her person. And I mean, it's privilege, it's fun, and it's been going great. It does really
make you feel good when you're the person.
But
you're
it does.
Like, yes.
Yeah, that's me. But
yeah, I understand why.
More power to you guys for owning or being associated with bigger or what will be bigger dogs.
Oh man.
Because, like, for example, a husky. Like, my sister had a husky, for a good while, and man, that dog is so high energy. It's not
Huskies
even funny.
Are high energy.
Like, I could not handle her dog at all, and so needy, and beautiful dog. But
they're pretty.
And the other problem is they shed like nobody's business.
Yep. Like,
she could have had at least 8 or 9 other dogs over with the amount of fur that this dog shed, and that would just drive me nuts. I'm okay with the smaller dogs.
Yep, that's when our dog's going to sleep outside, is when she's in the high shedding season. She can shed in the front yard all she wants. That's fine. We'll just...
You're going to walk out, there's like tumbleweed, and like, oh no, that's just
the birds will use it to make nests. It'll be great. We're giving back to nature with the fur, but it's not... with our old dog, like, it was just like you talked about, Mark. We were not good at, like, keeping the house swept up and stuff, and it was like tumbleweed with
well, I don't know if fur. Like, I've experienced it too, and it's especially worse with like hardwood floors and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like somebody opens the door and it blows stuff out from under the couch or something, and it is like an old Western town with tumbleweeds, like just
it really is
coming out of there.
You got to keep up on it.
Yeah. But I've had small dogs in the past, and I always like I honestly love every dog, like even the small ones. Like, I know some people are like, well, I don't like big dogs or I don't like small dogs. Like, nope, I pretty much like every single one of them.
All dogs are created equal to you.
Well,
dogs are dogs.
I can enjoy big dogs to a point, to where I leave your house and my house.
That's like when you're holding somebody else's kid. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I enjoy this, and here you go.
He pooped. Here he is again.
Oh, it's going down his leg. Here you go, Dad.
And it's
take care of that. Yep.
Yeah, I do. I will say that I do prefer big dogs. Like, I grew up with labs pretty much my whole life. And like, they're, you know, a lot of them will get to 80 to 100 pounds, somewhere in there. And that's something about the Those big goofy dogs.
Yeah,
That's the best.
for sure.
Nice. So, Lucas, I can't remember if this was one that your family liked when you guys went on this whole Disney, like you went through the whole list of Disney movies. But technically I had never seen this movie all the way through. I had seen bits and pieces of it. But one of my coworkers was talking. He's like, "Yeah, I watched this movie last night," and I was like, "I love this movie. I forgot how much I love this movie." So I'm like, "Okay, well, it's on Disney Plus. I'm gonna go ahead and watch it." So I watched Flight of the Navigator.
Ooh,
yeah,
classic.
And yeah, man, I enjoy that movie.
Yeah, it's a good '80s classic.
So you guys all liked it?
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I've ever seen it. Honestly,
no.
It's.
What's the story?
It's very much a product of its time.
It's
very much an '80s movie. It's basically the premises. There's this. I think at the time he was 10. I want to say.
Yeah, somewhere around there, 10 or 11.
10 or 11-year-old kid. And he, typical suburban family, annoying younger brother, all that kind of thing. Well, he goes out to go get his brother from his friend's house, and he ends up getting lost and falling into a ravine where he gets knocked out. And he comes to, sometime later and heads back to his house. And come to find out through, he goes into the house and it turns out his family doesn't even live there anymore. Well, it turns out 8 years have passed. And everybody has aged. He ends up finding his family again, but everybody's obviously aged.
Except for him.
Except for him. Like, he's still the same age. His brother's like 16. His parents are older, and they're trying to figure out, like, how is this possible? And it turns out there's this, and this is like a 40-year-old movie, so I don't care if I'm spoiling it, but
spoilers.
Yeah,
I think the jury's out.
Yeah. So it turns out there's this extraterrestrial ship that is tasked with performing tests or observing different.
It's like a field researcher.
Yeah, he's observing different species all around the galaxy.
The old alien probe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he abducts him.
He totally did. And so that time where he was out and then came back, that was him being abducted. And because this ship travels at the speed of light and can time travel, that's how he didn't age and everybody else did. So by the time the ship determined that it was too dangerous to time travel again. He didn't think that the boy could handle it again, so he just dropped him off 8 years later. And so that's how it happens, and he ends up going to NASA because this is set in Florida. So he ends up going to NASA where they're holding the ship. And one of the main scientists there is like trying to, figure out, why this is possible and how he's connected possibly to this ship, because they end up hooking him up to some sort of like CT scanner kind of thing, and it turns out he's got like tons of star maps and data from that have come from this ship. And so
it sounds pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah, it's actually really cool.
It's pretty cool. And it turns into like a buddy road trip movie.
Yeah,
pretty much between the kid and the alien, because he just wants to go home, but they don't know where home exactly is, so they have to follow the interstate, and they make pit stops and they learn from each other, and it's a really funny movie.
And the ship is voiced by Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman, yeah.
Of course it is.
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be? Hey, Blimpo, too many Twinkies.
You don't even know your way from home to a 7-Eleven.
Yeah. It's oh man, what a fun movie. I loved the little there's like the alien introduces the boy to like a bunch of little creatures that he's found.
Yeah.
And there's one called a mogwai. Is it a mogwai? No, that's
No,
Gremlins,
that's
isn't it?
Gremlins. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting
I
mixed up.
forget what it's called.
But it's like this little fingerling, like it just sticks on your finger and it like it's like a sweet little creature and he like gets to keep it at the end.
Like
And
those little finger things you get out of like the quarter machines you can put all over, and they have different faces on the end of your fingers.
except it's furry and it's cuter than that. Like aren't those creepy looking?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's been a
But
while,
anyways,
honestly.
it's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, it's a fun little movie.
Don't you miss those little quarter machines like when you were a kid?
Oh yeah,
those were the best.
Those were the best. And then you're as an
worst
adult,
toy ever, but you're just like
exactly. Your kids want a quarter from you, and you're like, no, that stuff is trash.
That's all junk.
It's all junk. We're not getting it. Well, and
as
the first
a kid,
few
you get
times,
the crappiest ring ever.
The first few times you let them do it because it's like nostalgia, and it's like, oh, I used to do that too. And then they get it, and I'm like, wow, it was way better when I was a kid. And then they never play with it ever again.
It's a puck marin, by the way.
Oh, a puck marin?
Yep.
Okay.
Or puck marin. I forget how to pronounce it.
Puck marin. Puck marin.
Ronnie, I just sent it to you in our WhatsApp chat.
Nice. I sent you guys a D&D trailer also in that.
You did.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I remember the coin machines. Like, there were so many cool ones, and then there were the really, really like crappy dollar store ones.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember the like all like metal ones that had like the stickers in them? You like put 2 coins in, push it in, then pull it out, and the sticker comes out with it, like a big sticker. I always thought those were really cool.
I don't remember that one.
My favorite things to get out of those coin-op machines were bouncy balls.
I was just going to say that. That's what I usually went for. I was a sucker for the bouncy ball.
Love bouncy balls.
I like see, not just the regular ones, though. I really like the oversized bouncy balls. Those are the best.
Yep.
They're a little easier to control. Those little bitty ones, like the regular size ones.
Oh, yeah, they're all over the place.
If you throw that, man, you might not get it back.
That's like when someone shoots a gun. Land. When someone shoots a gun inside of a metal jail cell, and the ball and the bullet bounces ricochets everywhere.
Like that.
That's what the small bouncy ball is like.
It accelerates as soon as it hits the ground.
It does.
They're fun though.
So fun as a kid.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Awesome.
Love bouncy balls.
For the most part, my parents didn't want to waste the coins.
Quarter.
Yeah, but every so often.
If I'm out now, I'll get one still.
Really?
I'll get a bouncy ball still, yeah. There's a good chance I'm standing outside of a store while Elizabeth browses anyways.
So you might as well do something.
The best shopping experience I ever had, we were in Key West, and she likes to browse, just browse and shop and look at stuff, and I would rather lie on the sidewalk in the heat than just browse around the store. Like, I'll take a quick once around, Like, I'll take a quick once around the store, and I'm like, yep, I don't even want anything in here for free. Like, I'd just rather go.
Yeah.
But we were in Key West, and I don't know if you guys know this, but there are chickens all over Key West, and roosters over the place. So I found a bench across the street with this giant rooster.
Yeah.
It was the time of my life. It was just me and 2 other old men sitting over there. Like, they just kind of gave me the head nod. Like,
I remember that story.
Yep. Yeah. That's a good one. That's way better than a bouncy ball. Rooster.
We don't have that kind of cool stuff here. No roosters walking around. Sometimes there are stray dogs. And then they want food, and I don't usually have any, so I feel bad.
I just want you to take random, like, everyday pictures of your surroundings, because I have zero idea what Brazil even looks like.
Well,
and now it's so convoluted with jokes, I really don't know.
You really don't know. It's like a grassless,
just all sand,
barren wasteland.
There's no bouncy balls.
Just a bunch of stray dogs everywhere.
Yep, stray dogs, no grass.
A bunch of weird cars we've never seen.
Yep, weird cars.
Yeah.
You got a lady with a parrot puppet.
Yeah, it's a Wild West there, man.
Yeah, I'll have to send some random pictures to you so you can see how normal it looks.
It's going to be like, it looks like you took a picture here, probably.
Yeah, you just got that off of Google.
I just
Googled normal cities, and then I just posted.
I don't know why, but I just had a flashback when you mentioned feeding the stray dogs. I just had a flashback of when there was like a farm that my grandmother and I would go to all the time, not too far from where I grew up.
A stray dog farm?
No.
They just only had stray dogs.
That sounds awesome.
Yes,
they
literally
graze.
just a bunch of stray dogs.
You just toss meat into the stable and they eat
40 of them run up when you're feeding them.
No, it was like a farm with goats and geese and stuff like that, and we'd always go with like a package of like stale or bread that was about to go stale.
Right. Yeah.
And my grandmother and I would go feed all the animals, and I just had flashbacks of me feeding those animals. I don't know why, but it was fun for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're a kid, it's a blast to feed the animals.
So I was never really into like the farm animals, but I also like I grew up with horses.
Yeah.
And I feel like they just ruined everything for me. I mean, like you get stepped on, bit, like just like you name it. And you're like, I don't want to go around any other farm animals after that, really.
Yeah, I've always been one to admire horses from afar.
They're pretty from afar.
Yeah. And I think I've petted one once or twice, but
yeah, most of them are fine if they're behind a fence and you're not trying to get on it.
Yeah.
But no, horses are. I mean, if you just think of all the stuff that your dog does to you, just like little things like Lucas was even talking about, like you tell them no and they don't like it. Like, man, a horse will do the same thing, but a horse
will kick you, man.
Could just run you over. Like, there's nothing you could do. If you get on its back and it doesn't want you there, it's going to get rid of you.
Thus the phrase, you can lead a horse to water.
Yeah.
Can't make him drink.
Yeah. I saw maybe I shouldn't share this. Never mind. It's not that bad.
I feel like you left us out here now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got it.
I saw.
So there's this video of these two horses. One was a mare, the other one was a stallion, and of course they were trying to get them to breed, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like your mic just changed.
Did it?
Oh. Did you hear that? Did you?
Yeah, I heard that too. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was like, and then I went to the store.
Does it sound like I'm on old time radio?
Let me double check, make sure that my. Oh yeah, that's weird. My
it did sound like you were just in a tunnel there for a second.
My microphone just went out. Hold on.
Check. Well, now I hear
something
background
definitely
noise.
Changed.
Something just changed again.
Hold on.
Oh, that sounds worse. Yep.
No, I changed it and then I changed it back.
Oh, okay.
So, can you hear me all right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So, two horses doing it. Then what?
Okay, so you don't you don't actually do not actually see two horses doing it. Just to be
show
clear.
Improv.
Yeah.
It'll change your life.
But they are trying to, get them to approach each other so that it happens.
They're trying to set the mood.
Yes.
Ooh.
And so
little Kenny G.
After hours.
The
Kenny G.
The stallion.
Little saxy.
Yeah.
The stallion approaches the mare, and she is very much not having it. And it's not funny.
Sometimes.
It's so not funny, but they get close enough. She immediately just whips around and kicks the horse in the face and immediately kills the horse.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that story was going there.
Like it
worst
was like,
honeymoon ever.
I was like, oh my gosh. Somebody showed that to me and I had no idea what it was. And they showed it to me. I was like, oh no.
That Dixie Stampede wasn't worth it.
Wow. That is something.
Yeah.
Man, that is
I had a horse story, but I can't follow that.
I got a ton of them. I nothing's
Mark,
like
you gotta
that.
warn me. Let me go first next time, okay?
Oh.
I rode a horse and it tried to bite me. The end. I was like, don't
that's a good story.
do it, Jack. Yeah, it's really exciting. Actually, there's more to it than that, but it's still not better than a horse getting kicked in the head and dying. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. Obviously, do not watch that around children whatsoever. But
obviously,
in fact, maybe you shouldn't watch it at all. But
I mean, yeah, it doesn't sound very nice. You gave away the punchline.
Yeah.
I mean, for the male horse, though, doesn't seem like a horrible way to go out. I mean, lights out just in 1 second.
I guess, but he didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He didn't get to have.
I mean, I think he thought that it was coming. Ride, he died with the thought that it was coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So where do we go from here?
I mean, I don't think there's anywhere else to go from here.
I don't know, man. That's a showstopper. Old horse death ended up.
And if we end it now, that's going to be the last thing everybody hears.
Just nailed that dismount.
Nailed the dismount.
I don't have a story for that.
Shoot.
You guys have cicadas in Brazil?
No.
Is that only a North America thing? Mark, do you guys have them like bad right now?
I haven't seen any cicadas. Of course, now I say that tomorrow.
How are they up in your neck of the woods?
So at first, when everybody was complaining about all the cicadas, I was like, wow, I haven't even seen one yet. Apparently the ones just had not come out that were around my house because now they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Like there's like like I had like a fire pit like going like the other day, and I had to like bring out like citronella like torches like and put them around us. I feel like just to keep everything away. Like, I
mean, you keep the fire going with the cicadas.
Honestly, they don't even care, man. They just
they're stupid.
They just come right in. They don't whatever.
They're like, ooh, lights.
Yeah, they're just and they're flapping around like they're the worst.
They're the worst. Up your nose. Yeah.
Did you guys see that the picture that Aaron posted on the Discord where it set off the weather radar? Because there was that many cicadas. I did see that.
There were so many.
Oh, do you want to hear something crazy? Is my mom and stepdad, they're in Key West right now. They were supposed to leave on Saturday, and they got on the plane, and then they announced that there were problems. Everybody had to get back off the plane. Well, come to find out, the problems were cicadas getting in a bunch of areas where they shouldn't have been, like to deal with like the engine, I guess.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
So they were telling them it shouldn't be that long for them to get it taken care of. Turns out that flight got canceled and they couldn't leave until the next morning.
Oh my God.
So then they get on the plane the next morning. Same exact thing happens. The cicadas again got into like some like cooling system, or I don't know what she was saying. This is like secondhand from a lady that doesn't know anything about an engine. So, but like an hour later, they basically were able to take care of it and then go. But I mean, I'd have been upset. Be like, you going on vacation, like that's a whole day of your vacation that you're just not having anymore.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're everywhere. Like they cause all kinds of problems. I drove to Dayton this past weekend, and when they hit your windshield, like it's like a water balloon full of bug guts. Like just boom.
It's not pretty.
It's bad. Like it is
it's
bad.
Hard to get off. It's really
and honestly,
hard to
you can
get
hit
off.
the wipers with the fluid immediately, and there's still a spot from them. Like it's just like acid burned in. Like it's like what's in there?
It's like when you get those really cheap napkins and try to wipe your face, and it just spreads it across your cheeks.
A nylon napkin.
The nylon napkin. That's exactly what happens on your windshield with cicada guts.
One of those fancy restaurant napkins that don't work at all.
Oh my gosh,
those are the worst. They don't even soak up anything.
I experienced that, I think the summer before my senior year in high school, and it was nuts. Like that constant sound of the roar of the cicadas. Like
they're so loud, man.
They're so loud.
Just one of them is unbelievably loud. One's been in my house already.
You don't realize it until you like drive a distance away and there's no cicadas, and you're like, is that silence?
Oh yeah, like it's like here, it's like when you're on the highway and you can like the highway's loud itself, you can still hear them like very clearly over the highway sounds like with your windows up and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mom got chased by cicadas once.
They will swarm you. They're horrible.
They will, but they're not going to do anything. Is the funny thing?
No, they just
like
bother
they're swarming you just because they're like, "Hey, what's up?
Something's moving."
Yeah, I see movement. It's gonna be good. But
now I have to worry about cutting the grass and stuff, like and getting swarmed. And I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'll just say it. Like I'm pretty much scared of every bug. Like I don't want any bug on me ever.
Right.
And a cicada doesn't like terrify me. However, I don't want one to just like buzz into like my grill here and just start flapping around. Like that's the biggest nightmare like ever.
Now,
like if they get close,
you can like if you grab one and like flick its head off while it's screaming, it'll continue to scream after the head.
It makes all that noise. Yeah, it still does.
It's creepy.
Oh, heck no.
Because the sound doesn't actually come out of its head, so it's just like a screaming headless insect. It's nuts. It's like what nightmares are made of.
They're zombies.
Yep. There's zombie
No, but there's like two
Flying
trees in my
zombies.
front yard, and they are filled with cicadas. Like they're just all over. Like you can just look at the tree for a second, then you start to see everything that's moving in the tree. You're like, wow, that's all cicadas.
Yeah.
Lucky for us though, like I'm sitting in my office right now with the window open. Like I don't hear them at all right now. So
Gotta sleep. Gotta sleep sometime.
I guess
They'll be there in the morning to wake you up, greet you.
they will be. How long do they stay? Does anybody know that? When are they going to go?
I want to say it's usually just like the summer. That's about it.
That's the worst weather too. Like it's really hot and humid here in Ohio, and it has been for the past couple weeks now, I guess. Yeah. Which is my least favorite weather. Like humidity, like I don't do well like with that.
Yeah, I didn't miss this at all.
Yeah, me neither. There could be snow on the ground every day for me. I'll be fine with it.
Yep. Come on down to Brazil. It's nighttime. It's like upper 40s, lower 50s. Daytime
that sounds delightful.
Today was like 75.
Oh,
that's pretty good.
It's the beginning of winter.
That's pretty good. Honestly, past like 75 is like the hottest I ever wanted to get. Like I don't want it to get over 75 ever. Like over 75 is when you start to like you just walk out and you're like, okay, well I'm drenched already.
That's because the AC has made you weak in the U.S. They AC everything to like 67 degrees. I'm pretty sure in McDonald's it's 65 degrees.
Oh, that's why it's fantastic
all year round. It's awful. I have to wear a hoodie and gloves and a toboggan.
It's probably because their population is a bunch of giant people that are sweaty.
So that is true. That is true.
I mean, that's why I go in there.
That may contribute.
That's fair.
Yep. So
I think that's all I got.
Follow-up question to Marc's statement. Have you?
Oh man, we're going back to the dead horse.
You ever been kicked in the head?
I think so, actually.
Anything? Yeah. What kicked you in the head? I'm curious. Because you lived. That horse didn't live to tell the tale, but you did, Marc.
No, those horse legs have power.
No, I know.
There's no way. I have never been kicked that hard. And obviously, because I'm still living. But I've been kicked accidentally, I guess.
Like in a fight?
I have been kicked by a horse before.
Oof.
The key is to be standing very close to them. Right. If you're like 2 feet off and they're able to extend, they'll probably end your life. They're probably going to end you.
Oof. Have you seen those videos of people getting kicked by horses while they're like trading, like they're changing their the horseshoes or whatever?
See, that's the thing. You don't want to be that far away like that. So we've had, I think, four horses total. And not all of them were horses that were good, like that you could just grab their hoof and work on them or whatever. Like not all of them were that, but like literally those guys, like they're called farriers that come in and like clip their hooves. Those guys are like the toughest guys ever. Like they come in, this horse is like trying to yank the stuff out of the walls, and they just like they grab it and then they like kind of seal it up like with their shoulder. So then they just got the paw right here and they're holding on like with their whole body.
Oh my god!
Like it's unbelievable. Yeah, it is unreal. And you can't really hurt a horse, so there's nothing you can do if they hurt you. You can't. I mean, you could punch them, and it's not. That doesn't. Yeah. A horse doesn't feel that.
So those are the kind of guys that they don't drink coffee; they just eat the coffee grounds in the morning.
Yeah, I think they just like wad them up. They wad them up and they put them in their lip like a big tobacco thing.
Just, ting. What do you got in there? It's coffee grounds.
Coffee.
Ground.
No, they're always. You can always tell when one of them's walking in. First of all, they wear those huge like leather like working aprons. Like chaps. They're like chaps that like are kind of like two aprons almost.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's like a scary job. I mean, horse like it sucks getting trapped in a small area with a horse. Like if they want to hurt you, they're gonna hurt you.
Yep.
That does remind me though of a comedian you guys should watch. His name is Nate Bargatze.
I still haven't watched him yet.
I watched.
And he has a long skit about a dead horse. And honestly, it is hysterical.
I watched that.
It's so funny.
You mean the Lazarus horse?
Yeah, dude. He goes on forever about this dead horse. And he's even talking about, he's like, what do you even do like with a dead horse? Like, what do you call your buddies? It's not like you're moving a couch. He's like, your buddy's like, you have to lie to him to get him to come over because if you tell him it's a dead horse, like they're not coming. But they're going to see it. He's like, because everybody's seen it in the front yard. He's like, when they pull up, they're going to be like, odds are we're touching that dead horse before the day's over. And he's like, let's not bring it up. Let's make him ask. And then he gets into the whole detail. He's like, when you move the horse, you want to be the first one to the horse. You don't want somebody else selecting where you're going to grab the horse. You want to make sure you run out there like you love it. Like you love moving dead horses. It's like, I got this head area. You guys got the, the hoofs and the other backside. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is family friendly too. So it's a clean,
totally family friendly
show. I shall have to.
Yeah. There's 2 of them. So I want to.
Yeah, he has a new one.
I haven't watched
that came out during COVID.
Yep.
Nice. It's really good. They actually do it out in the live, it's like out in the open. Huh. There's like helicopters and stuff fly through. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like he just kind of turns it into a joke.
Nice.
Well, yeah, check him out.
Cool.
Noted. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
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 I think we're about tapped out.
All right. Well, there you go, folks. That's what we got for you. A bunch of
all we got.
Puppy, cicada, horse killing talk, and amidst other things, of course.
Slap an explicit tag on this thing.
Yeah, like watch out. We're gonna talk about death. But everybody needs to talk about it.
Man, I had no clue that the horse story was going there. Talk about an ending on a story.
Yeah.
Just came around
and then a meteor hit and killed all of us.
Yep. Guys, that's all we got for tonight. I don't really have a closeout. It's improv, so
yep. And you
go
don't
get
need
your
to.
good morning. Yeah, that's true. I don't have to. So that's all we got. We love you. 3,000.
We love you.
I guess.
Bye.
Bye. See ya, buddy. Friend. Pal.